Hi, and welcome back to winemastery.co.uk. My name is John Lightfoot, and this is
John Murphy.
And we're here to tell you about wine, hopefully help you find the wine, if not the wines, that you will absolutely adore. That's our goal. And in this episode, we're continuing our series on Chardonnays. And this particular Chardonnay that you'll see the bottle and the label coming at you is a Penfolds. And I'm just going to remind myself, because this is not easy to say for an Englishman, Koonunga Hill.
Koonunga, yeah.
Koonunga Hill.
Koonunga, yeah.
And it's from Penfolds. Now, Penfolds is a wine, that a label that I associate with being quite expensive. Because they do have some very expensive, I think they have in red wines, they have Penfolds number.
Yeah, they have a lot of bin numbers.
A lot of bin numbers, yeah.
I think they're known for having one of the most expensive wines.
Yeah. So I was really nervous about picking this up.
Why?
Well, because I thought it might be expensive. And so,
did you get a little bit? I can imagine this happening. He's not lying. It's not like
Penfolds expense. Oh, do I? And I was so relieved. I was so relieved, because £9, and £9 is not. I'm not decrying that £9 is a lot of money, but it was a lot less than I was expecting it to be. So I was relieved. So
fair dues, John. I can imagine your relief. I bet you, basically, and oh, that's better. Oh, I can see you there.
I think that these, from what I understand, they have they buy in their grapes and they produce their wines. So I think they have a choice of 220 vineyards.
There will be a lot, yeah.
So from Southern Australia. So these guys, very successful. They're doing. So I'm really expecting a lot from this wine actually, because they have a very sort of high quality brand, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
And I can't imagine them sort of producing a wine, even if it's more closer to the money I like to spend. I can't think that they would sort of risk their brand in providing rubbish.
I wouldn't have thought so, but we'll soon find out.
We're about to find out, yeah. Right, so should we have a look at the colour?
Let's do it.
For the first thing I notice is that is a lot lighter than I would expect from a Chardonnay. Normally it's a more yellowy, golden colour, but that is very, very light. It's for me, it's almost like a Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, it's very pale. It's much more of that green hue than, like you said, that yellow richness that you would expect. And it's interesting. Does that go on the nose?
That's very delicate, isn't it? And I wouldn't be sure. Would you, if you were sort of blind tasting this, would you immediately think Chardonnay?
It's not shouting Chardonnay at me on the nose. It's got that honey. It's got the honey in there, but it's not got that massive tropical fruit, which I almost always put together with the Chardonnay. Yeah,
and if I was just someone we were I was talking and someone the host handed me a glass of this one, was rather than sitting at the dinner table, we were standing up and I smelt that, I really wouldn't. I'd go, oh, I wonder what that is, and carry on talking. I wouldn't immediately go, oh, that's Chardonnay, and look forward to it as a Chardonnay, would you?
No, definitely not. And
that's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just different.
Not.
It's just different, and I guess the delicacy of the smell is actually complements the delicacy of the colour.
Yes, yeah, probably.
Okay,
you're probably right. So this, obviously, now we're going to have to try it, John.
Yeah, we are, obviously. Well, there's no point in not doing that, is there?
No, not at all. That's what we're here for. That's what we are here for.
So let's go. So Chardonnay, it is Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Once you taste it, you get that. It's much lighter though, isn't it? It hasn't got that sort of very buttery overtones. It's just like I think it's been oaked. I think the word they use on the bottle is influenced by oak, which I guess means it's just dipped in and dipped out, which I love doing. And it's so it's just got that.
What did you do?
It's just got that hint, hasn't it? Just that hint.
I think this is a subtle, delicate Chardonnay, and this is going to be brilliant for those of you who think Chardonnay has been ruined from way back when. This is certainly bringing it back. This is now it's not full on. It's not like overly buttery, rich in your face, which don't get me wrong, I like. I like that. This is a very delicate. There's just a hint of that. There's the lime on there, and then there's that honey, and then, as I say, on the nose, I'd struggle to say what is that. But after I've had a taste, putting those together, I think confidently I would be able to say, in a blind tasting, yeah, that is Chardonnay. But it's a lovely, delicate style of a Chardonnay.
Yeah, and obviously your experience gives you that edge. I think you're right. I think I would guess that it was Chardonnay, but I'd be like thinking, oh, I'm going to make a fool of myself here by saying it's Chardonnay, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I should always give it a go. That is a nice. I think that'd be a lovely reintroduction of the Chardonnay grape for those people, as I say, who don't think they like it. I think it's a cracking bit of wine, full stop.
Yeah, it is. It's almost like in a subcategory of its own, isn't it, in terms of Chardonnay? You can recognise it as Chardonnay, but it's much lighter. Having said that, I'm making it sound like maybe that it's lighter, it hasn't got much taste. It has got a lot of taste. It's just the melon's there. I get a little bit of lime, and there's a softness there, but it hasn't got that anywhere near that cloyiness that you sometimes get with Chardonnay, or that over-egged oak bit.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I'm quite impressed with that.
So what cheese would you go with that, John?
Unfortunately, that wouldn't be able to take a blue cheese on as a lot of Chardonnays can. I think it's a bit too delicate for that. And as such, we'll be looking for a more delicate cheese. Something like I've got a used milk brie in my fridge called Brebis d'Argental. That is a beautiful, but not. It doesn't have that washed rind flavour, nor does it have that cabbagey flavour. It's probably fresh and minerally, and I think that would suit that down to the ground.
I thought you were going to say, excuse me if I get the name wrong, I thought you were going to go then for Shepherd's Purse.
Oh, the Shepherd's Purse?
Yeah, I can't remember what that...
There's the Yorkshire Fine Fettle.
Yeah. I think that would go.
Oh, of course it would. Nice. And that's a completely different, but that's got that freshness again. But it's just a little bit more solid and crumbly in the texture. That would work beautifully. Oh, John. Oh. It's making me think of...
Cheese, you're going to have to shop it. Drop back into the shop to get some cheese.
Well, to be fair, I always have some Yorkshire Fine Fettle, the Shepherd's Purse. I always have a bit of that in stock. So.
Do you?
Yeah, always. It's a staple in the Murphy household.
So in terms of the meal, where would you take this? Obviously, it's quite light. So do you think I'm wondering like a pasta dish and a creamy like a carbonara, but maybe because this would be a little bit of a foil to it, a little bit of clarity, clear the palate.
Yeah.
Rather than sometimes carbonara can be a little bit sort of sickly but this would actually sort of clear your palate between tastes.
Yeah, and it worked very well. Yeah, because you're often looking to kind of match the weightiness of the wine and the food together, or how powerful the sauce is on your food to go with your wine. But no, you'd be spot on with that, John.
Now, one of the things that is often said is that where it grows, it goes. So, where the wine grows goes with the food from that region. And so so let's apply that to Australia. And I'm thinking kangaroo steak.
Oh, barbecues. Yeah.
Barbecues. And this wouldn't go with that, would it?
Not really. It could go with anything, but I wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't be a first.
It wouldn't be a nice marriage, would
it?
No.
And I guess obviously what they're doing is they're producing wine for the world market. So probably their reds are more
robust and ready for
their local food. So, but no, that's delicious. I mean, it is a little bit more expensive than. I say a little bit more, it's probably 15% to 17% expensive, more expensive.
15 to 7, yeah, 17% perhaps. His mind is working this out precisely, he knows.
So, it is a little bit more expensive than some Chardonnays, but I guess at the end of the day, it's maybe £1.50 more than some Chardonnays that we've tasted. And, what's that? It's half an hour's. Well, in London, it's probably 3 minutes parking.
If that.
So,
So, no, I think at £9, cracking price, which then begs the question, John.
Score. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now that is going to. Are you going to go first on that? Because I'm struggling with this actually.
I think I will. Thank you, John. Now
that's a pleasure.
Now I was struggling. but there needs to be some thinking behind this. This Chardonnay, although it is a really good example of a Chardonnay and a really good price, I can't knock it in any way, shape or form for that. It's lovely, but I'm only pulling points back because it's not the kind of Chardonnay I personally like. And so this is it's nice, but I do like it with a little more bite about it, or a bit more like tropical fruit. So I'm still going to give this a good score and take it to 83.
Okay, I'm going to go 86.
Wow. That is a really good score, John.
It is, especially as it's 100 pennies.
And £9, that's not like you. Well, crack it. I don't doubt it deserves it. It's just for me, I like them a bit weightier.
No, and I think for me, I think it's very refreshing. It's different, and actually, you know, it's as I say, it's just going a little bit outside the price range for some, but I think that it's worth it, and it's worth it because it's that much different, and it's worth trying. Okay, fantastic. Well, there we are. So, I mean, the question is, from what you've just said, John, I don't think you would buy this and have it in your cupboard, would you?
No, we've tasted other Chardonnays which have been a whole pound cheaper. I mean, you've got to remember, I've got a lot of wine at home, so
in the shop,
so my wine cupboard is probably different to a lot of people's wine cupboards. So I would have that. And if I had a guess, and and I wanted to know what they'd like, and they said to me ABC, if they came to the house and said anything but Chardonnay, then this would be the ideal thing, which I would say, here, have a go at this. And I wouldn't tell them what it was until they said, that's really nice, and then I'd tell them it's Chardonnay.
I think we have to change this segment of the video, because I think it's unfair, because obviously you have a shop, you're going to be drinking your own wines. So I think that for me, I'll just say whether I would buy this again. For you, I think in future, what we have to say is, if someone bought this to you, you were having a dinner party and someone bought this to you, is it a wine that you would keep and drink, or is it one that you would pass on and take to another dinner party?
That's a good way to look at it. But then all my friends will know.
Well, why isn't he giving us one from his shop? Why is he giving us this?
It's that embarrassing when you give it to the person who gave it you. But no, that's a good call, that, John. I'm happy to go.
Well, no, if you give it to the person who gave it to you, say, I enjoyed this so much, I thought I'd buy you one back.
Okay, you're just on the ball. He's on the ball. No, that's a very good idea.
Okay, so until the next time, when we're going to employ that strategy in asking John, until the next time, we look forward to seeing you there, and until then, chin chin.
Chin chin.